What's up, YouTube? After getting so many second places myself, it was time to do something about it. So I did a heads-up study session with my colleague of Party Poker Team Online, Patrick Tardiff, better known as IrEgption. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it and find some value in it. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's get to it. Ace Jack, this is how we got heads up. We opened it up, he jammed, we called. Look, Ace Deuce, it's the showers. Bye bye.
Nice.
Okay, so we're deuces. We were all excited, you know. Gotta wait. How can you turn off that it shows like post antes and stuff? Can you?
This is part of the hand history, I think.
Alright, let's just go. So we have deuces here. 25 bigs.
Just setting it here is going to be fine. I think I'm just checking to see if GTO does anything different versus min raise, but I'm pretty sure it just always jams. Yeah. I think any pair versus an open is just going to be fine to rejam. Sub 30. I think like 35. You could probably start like peeling deuces and threes.
Should I put it in big blind mode?
Yeah, it's probably better. It'll be easier for me to quickly discern.
Yep.
I mean, I usually have, something that says what the effect of big blinds is. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. A lot of the time, people are like over limping, like King X and Queen X, and like especially like over 20 big blinds. It's almost like pure raises. Like Queen Deuce and Queen 3 usually end up being limps. Queen Deuce and Queen 3 offsuit, but like all your suited kings and like all your that are like eight and onward, 8 and down, and I think almost all suited kings, and then a majority of your offsuit queens should just be playing as min raises because they just perform better versus as a min raise rather than limp calling. And the times you do flop top pair, you're doing fine too. So
yeah, I think I almost do no limping, like 20 big blinds plus. Like below 20 big blinds, I start almost limping only.
Yeah,
like it's general game plan.
When we get to that point, I'll explain why that's wrong. But
sure,
we'll wait till we see some folds out of you.
So you get A6 offsuits, you limp 24 bigs.
I mean, this could play. I'm pretty sure I don't think it's ever going to be a jam. I think it's most of the time it's going to be an ISO. I think at the stack depth you could still like 3.5x ISO. I think sub 20 is when I'd start just 3x ISOing. But I think you get just 3.5x ISOs, and I think this could be like a frequency check, but I'm not 100%.
You're like 3.5x ISO folding? Or are we calling it off? I think we're folding, right?
I mean, jamming here is not going to be the worst. I'm just seeing what GTO does. Yeah, you'd ISO fold. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I think jamming isn't going to be bad, but like if you feel like you have an edge versus the opponent, taking these sort of jam spots just isn't. It's just like the times that they do limp trap, and if they're going to be torching big blinds at a slow pace, you just don't want to waste the heads up and just ruin it for yourself. So I would have just ISO'd. I mean, but if you jammed here, I wouldn't have faulted it. I wouldn't hate it too much. So if you find it someone that's a reg, that's going to be playing reasonably.
Yeah.
Jamming here is not going to be the worst.
Gotcha.
Okay, you check back. I mean.
Yeah, I decided to check. And on the flop, we check.
I think like ace deuce ace 3 would probably be better as checks. Just to have an ace in your range, but I think in general you shouldn't be ISOing almost all aces.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we're going nowhere.
I agree. We call. Turn not great for our hand, of course. Also, his bluffs pick up some equity mostly. Just continues and just fold.
Yeah.
Yep.
You would.
Queen 5 suited. We raise it up. 25 bigs. Yep. Calls. Flop a flush draw. So sizing. I like to go here a little bit more on the bigger sides, more of a coordinated board. You fine with that?
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to go too big though. I think we can just like half pot would be the biggest I'd go, like 2 big ones. Like usually when I look at the pot, I decide, like I usually just go with like, so there's no difference in my bet sizes. So like usually this flop, I'll just bet like 2 big blinds, regardless of the antes. I'll just look at it as a half pot bet. Because that's really what it is. Sure, there's 25% antes. Or 20.25 big blinds, but I would just bet 2 bigs. Just so like there's always uniformness with your bet sizes. I don't ever type anything when I'm playing heads up, just to keep it so like there's nothing that you can pick up on. Which I mean, you never know if you have a sizing or timing like a sizing tell
Yeah.
until like someone tells you, right? Yeah, I think I think I'd rather check than bet small here. I think just betting half pot. I mean, you put a lot of his stuff in the bin. You kind of remove a lot of his floats. I mean, we have queen high. We don't mind if he folds too often, and it allows it, like when you bet like half pot here. When you do eventually size up turn, which is probably what's going to end up happening, you're binning all of his 8x, his 3x have to fold, all of his high card combos are folding, gut shots and straight draws are having a tough time.
Makes sense. So we bet small, he calls, now the turn is a queen, so obviously we're gonna, probably have 3 streets of value here. Also, if you bet here and we hit a spade, you can continue barreling. You fine if you continue barreling here?
Yeah. I mean, 3 streets, it's kind of a wait and see, but this is definitely at least, like, I'm probably betting, like, anywhere 4.5 big blinds and larger, anything two-thirds or larger. I mean, you now have top pair.
Yeah, I agree. I think, if I remember correctly, I had some multiple times I bet like more on, like a little bit less than 2/3. And it was because of, I don't know, because of, I actually type in heads up, but like I say, it's just not the best thing to do. So I did this once, and then I had to keep it consistent, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you could always change it.
Yeah.
Stop typing. Yeah, I would have sized up just a little bit larger. I mean, if you like go back to turn before you folded. If you go,
yeah, if you go bigger, we also set up a river jam, right? I think that's what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing if it's worth it, but I mean, I don't think we have a hand that's ever going to really want a river jam, so I don't think we want to set it up like that.
Okay.
I think if we just go like 5 big blinds here and then bet them not all in on the river, I don't think it's the worst.
Somebody asks, what about checking that turn? I think we just missed too much value, right?
No, yeah, absolutely not. I mean, in theory, you'd let all the draws like spade, like we have a spade, cool, we have spades, but like you don't want to let those straight draws, those Jack X combos, 9X combos get there. You're letting them peel. I mean, you have a very good hand. You want to put money in the middle.
Yep.
No, turn check would be abysmal.
Queen 7. Still fine with raising, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty good flop. What about the sizing here?
I mean, it's a rainbow. It's like slightly connected. Like he's usually gonna have so many gut shot combos. Like a board textures like this, like villain just always has a lot of gut shot combos. So I'm probably not gonna over c bet on this board. But when we have top 2 pair, it's obviously a clear c bet. But like in general, like if I'm min raising a lot, or if I'm just min raising in general, and like on this board texture, he's always gonna have all like the Jack 10s, the Jack 9s, the 8-9s, the 10-8s. He's gonna have all these sort of combos, 10-9, that are just like always peeling 1. So I mean, I'm not gonna oversee bet this.
Figure more on the smaller side because we block his calling ranges.
Yeah, just a third. I don't think we need to go. So 1.5 big blinds.
So I did decide to check this time. So we also have some really strong hands, but I do agree with you that like he has so many easy calls with the Jack 9s, Jack 10s and stuff that probably betting is better, but checking is probably not too bad, right?
I don't think I'm ever checking here with Queen 7. I could double check what GTO does. I can just ask. I go back to the flop, and then let me just screenshot, and I will double check. But I don't think we ever check top pair or top 2 pair. Let me. Do we?
So I probably decided to check here the Queen 7, so that we also still have some strong hands once we check. Like I think Queens we are checking right on the flop, and I decided to also check my Queen 7 this time because there are not too many bad turns, right? And we can still get it in on the river. Like if we just bet here, if we bet 5 big blinds on the turn, we just have a plus bet left on the river. So we're still gonna get it in by the river easily with those stack sizes.
Yeah, but like when you check back flop and then like pot turn, pot river, like a lot of the time people just aren't going to hero down. Like that's not a line that people typically take to bluff. Like, a lot of the time when people check back, they're just not.
I mean, I guess fair to say that the lay bets are mostly strong, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're mostly strong, but they're capped to like a weight that's like middling to weak. You know, or not, maybe not middling to weak, but like there's a certain subset of hands that will always delay bet. Like you're never going to be you're almost never going to be delay betting like kings, for example, right? So we can assume that you're not going to be like strong on that regard, but you're going to be doing all right.
But with that in mind, it's not then nice to also mix in those hands. If he thinks you're middling to weak.
I understand the idea of having hands that you don't mind checking back. I think I would check back like some. I would check back some Queen X that would have like straight draws. So like Queen 8, Queen 9 could be okayish checks. Maybe like Queen 5 would be better checks than top 2 pair, I think.
So would you rather check Queen 8 then compared to like Queen Deuce?
Yeah, I think checking Queen 8 would be a little bit better. Just because like a lot of the time you don't end up having 3 streets, and having a queen in your check back range is important. And since Queen Deuce doesn't block any of his calling, like gut shot calling and stuff like that, it's not. I think having that probably to check back is probably better.
The block is just more important there than actual hand strength.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
you folded the turn, right?
Yeah. What do we bet turn?
We bet the turn. Okay.
Yeah, I think once you check back flop, just going larger on the turn. But
yeah, I think we can go even bigger. Hindsight.
I mean, we can. I mean, it realistically, in terms of his range, like his range is pretty capped to. Once they check flop, check turn, unless he's trapping with 8-9, which probably doesn't happen. Like people are probably just always leading their 8-9s. A lot of people just don't instinctively think about.
But all this 10x, all this jack 9s, jack 8s are probably still calling, right?
Yeah. So I think we go large, but I don't think we go like pot, because then I think we get like some 6x to start folding, and we don't want that. Yeah, I'd go anywhere between like 2.75 to like 3.5, I guess.
Yep. Pocket 9C decides to limp. I would like to see a 3.5x there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need to jam. I think we jam like 7s.
7s and below, yeah. If I remember correctly, I jam, but I like a 3.5x more. Oh, good. I'm better than I thought. Fortunately, folded. 7-5 suited. 18 big blinds decide to limp here. 7-5 suited.
Let me double check for you. What are we at? I'm pretty sure this is a min raise though. Yeah. So I think this is kind of a thing that I see a lot of people do. Heads up, especially like sub 20, is like over limp these sort of like middling suited combos that like you don't mind. Like realistically, if you min raise 7-5 suited and someone jams on you, just go okay and then fold, right?
Yeah.
But let me just make sure. Okay, you can't see it on the stream. I just want to make sure you could see the stream on like the side of the. Didn't see the charts. Like a lot of people are just like overlimping these sort of things where like, I mean, 7 deuce suited, for example, are you typically limping like sub 20?
Probably.
Yeah, like a lot of these combos just perform better as min raises, these suited combos. And like what you want to be typically limping is the offsuit combos. In general, versus weaker heads up opponents as well, you should be playing 100% of your buttons until they give you a reason to not play 100% of your buttons. Like that means even limping 3 deuce off. If they're not isolating anywhere near the frequency they need to, you're always going to be doing fine. Like you could sometimes fold bottom 5% if you feel like they're slightly competent. But yeah, you need to be playing like 100% of your buttons, and until they give you a reason not to, which usually people don't. Usually people just are. But yeah, these sort of like, so the theme will be like these sort of like suited low card combos, like 6-2 suited, 5-3 suited. Like a lot of these things just end up being way better as min raises, and then people just, usually under defend. And if they start 3-bet jamming, all right, cool, we can just fold these things. But these should just be pure raises.
Okay. Would you say against a competent player, limping would start to be better?
I'm going to almost assume no, but let me just double check. Yeah, I mean, basically versus like people that aren't like super good, like hot since 86, just looking lower ABI. He's not gonna like. I don't think he's probably put any time in a heads up. Just assuming like, I think you can get away with min raising versus this guy. The people that you want to be starting to like think like even regs with like 150 ABI are fucking awful at heads up, and there's still people like I'm using fish charts on. Like honestly, you could just always use the strategy and just keep it simple, and you'll do fine. You'd have to know the person and know their capabilities for you to ever start thinking about playing a little bit more balanced in terms of like GTO and having lower limp combos in your range that are suited.
Yeah.
The dynamic would have to push for it, but at the moment, from what I've seen from this guy, we haven't had too much, and there's no reason to shift to playing GTO.
Yeah.
In theory.
Okay. So he will limp, he jams, so of course we fold.
Yeah.
Then ace 3, he folds, we get a walk.
Good play. Nice. Well played.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Queen deuce.
Yeah.
We
so this is queen deuce and queen 3 off are like the two queens that you typically don't raise. You can kind of keep that as a general rule of thumb. I'm almost positive.
I'm pretty positive too.
Yeah, I think it like at all stack depths, 17 and above, it's not a raise. And then once you start getting a little bit shallower, then you start to mix in like, so like 17 and above, you should be raising like all your kings and queen X up to queen 4.
Yeah.
Or down to queen 4. But yeah, this is one of the few ones that you don't raise. Whatever.
Yeah. I think the reason why I raised was because I thought at the time that he was not defending his blinds enough.
Yeah, well, and I mean making those adjustments is always going to be fine. But I think as a general rule, like I mean heads up, it's all about making adjustments, and sure there's like an idea of how you should play heads up, but like if you're finding out like this guy folds like 100%, fuck it, raise every hand. He's only ever jamming when he has like 10s plus. All right, I mean that's the whole point. Like heads up, there's a lot of room for fluidness and changing strategies because I mean
because range is also wide as well, right? Yeah. You have the jack 5. Assume we're just checking here, or would you be
I think
ISO
this might be
raising
a
it?
frequency ISO. I'd have to. Okay, so we're like.
So I would probably be here at this stack size. I would probably more be ISO raising hands that have a little bit more playability, like 6-3 offsuit, 5-4 offsuit, 4-3 offsuit, because if he calls, we could have easier decisions on the flop. Whereas with the jack 5, if you hit a 5, we're probably gonna go broke. We're gonna run into better jack X.
Yeah, so this is actually a frequency ISO. It depends versus the opponent. It depends how often they're limp calling, if they're limping a lot. Yeah. I mean, just the high card value of like, just the high card value of the jack is going to be fine. Like obviously we run into better jacks, but yeah, I mean, usually in those scenarios, like we're not always going to be stacking off, right? And there's just so many boards. Like anytime there's an A-side board, we're just ending up winning, stuff like that.
Yeah. Just like with the 5-4 offsuits and stuff, you just have a little bit more barrel potential. You can get some king eyes full, some queen eyes, with jack 5 a little bit less.
I mean, I wouldn't. I think you typically don't want to ISO no gappers or like connectors, offsuit combos. That is. I mean, just those sort of combos in general. You kind of want to be isolating like the 2 gappers, the ones that just don't have very good playability post flop, and that you don't mind like ISO folding and can still perform okayish with barrels. So like, villains not limp calling very well. You can ISO things like 9-2 suited, 8-2 suited at a frequency. Like it doesn't always have to be a thing, but like it's kind of one of those things as a judgment call as you're playing. Isolating these sort of things is gonna be fun. Okay. How do we approach these spots with low suited connectors?
So
like, right? I mean, like 5-4, 6-4, 5-6, 7-8. Usually we can just, or 7-5, we can just check back. Like 8-7 suited, we can just check back. I mean, sometimes they play as jams as well.
Yeah, you can even jam, right? But like the weak ones, like 5-3 and stuff, we can probably ISO raise. Or probably should. 8-4 suited.
Yeah. So those become like mixed depending on the villain ISOs, and then like the middling. The middling suited connectors you can perform as jams if you want, because I mean if you limp calls like King 10, 8-7 suited is doing great, right?
Yep. So I did decide to check flop 9 deuce 5. Would you ever be leading it, just playing as check call?
No, yeah, just check call. There's some board tech. I mean, heads up. Heads up. I mean,
ranges are so wide, right? That.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking, like you typically don't always have a range advantage, especially on low boards.
Yeah, that's what.
So I mean, I probably wouldn't limp too much.
Yep. So I decided to check call if the jack 5. Now the turn is a queen. He check, of course, and now he bets half pot again. we block some of his bluffs with the diamonds. We block King, Jack, Jack 10, Jack 8. What are we gonna
yeah,
do?
but our hand's pretty strong. I still wouldn't fold a 5 to a double barrel here. I mean, when he limps in double barrels, I feel like in general people should be double barreling 9s, but they won't. People should be obviously having queens, and then there's just like, I feel like in a lot of ways too, people just don't triple off, especially like on Brick River. People just don't have that in them to triple off.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm calling, and I'm gonna react to river.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty sure I fold. Oh, I can do call.
Good.
Nice. Yeah. That's big. I mean, he's never doing this with a 9. And I think people are very often not even doing it with a queen. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I'm almost calling this off. Like, he has 3-4 here. We block some combos, like suited double barrel combos, but I feel like he just has the infinite amount of like 7. Like, we don't block any of the 7-6, 7-8, 8-6 combos.
Yeah.
I mean, we have one diamond, but
too. I think I'm pretty sure I don't, because of the block.
Yeah. We don't have any of the low diamonds, but the low diamonds are the more likely like double barrel off cards. You know, a lot of time if they have like a jack of diamonds, I mean, he hasn't been min raising, so he's gonna have a lot in his limping range. I mean, I think this could be.
It's also like the greatest run out, right, for him to bluff on. I think it's overbluffed.
Yeah.
Such an overbluff spot. Like hindsight, I would love to see you call here, right? Like even just a blocker sucks. But like, what other blockers do we call?
Yeah, he should. I mean, he should just be barreling this river because he has more aces, for example. But like, if you really think about his line, when he bets flop, bets turn, what aces is he repping other than like a lot of the time if someone has like enough flush draw, like they're not like ace x of diamonds, like they're gonna check back turn, right?
Yeah, kind of ace 3, ace 4 would make sense.
Ace 2 doesn't barrel, ace 5 doesn't barrel, ace 9 should, but probably doesn't. So he's you could have ace queen. Okay, that's it. So that's the only ace that he has.
I mean, ace 3, ace 4 would be, you know, reasonable.
And even then, a lot of the time people just check back and then just play turn. So like, there's not very many aces. So it's really not a turn that adds too many things that are ahead of you. And it's a brick in terms of all the draws he has besides 3-4.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think heroing here. I mean, he's betting like 75%. So we need to defend how much of our range? We need to defend a lot of our range. And I feel like Jack 5. I forget what the MDF is. I feel like Jack 5's got to be.
Well, if it was Jack 5 without a diamond, I'm probably calling.
Yeah, I think any 9, I feel like we have to call. Any queen, we have to call. Obviously 2 pairs, but we're not gonna be. I mean, we know that. So like, I'm pretty sure we call those, and then we call like our best 5s. But I think having this is like folding isn't going to be bad. But
yeah, you decide to fold. Yeah, I wouldn't mind C call there, because I think like I agree with you. I think this is just a run out where it's just so easy to overbluff, because you don't have many a6 and stuff. I actually have a hand that I would like to discuss that's like the exact same thing.
I also just quickly on an aside, the queen 7 is almost never a check.
Okay. Well, the guys are wrong. Who is that? Who's that Fizz? yeah, the top 2.
Yeah, min raise, love it.
Yep. Top pair.
Yeah, I mean, in general, betting. But I mean, if this, for example, if you wanted to have stronger check back ranges, this would be a good one.
There you go.
But I mean, yeah.
Now you're gonna start putting some money in.
Yeah, the moment he checks flop and then checks turn, I'm gonna bet like I'm probably just gonna go 2/3, 2/3. Because if I've got something shitty that like picked up got shot on the turn, like I want him to fold. So like, I mean, just going anywhere between like 2/3 to pot, and then just picking that same sizing on the river if it's unchanged. Yeah, that's the route I'm gonna take.
That's what I did.
Yeah, sure, 75%, 70-ish%. Love to see it.
3 deuce, he limps. Just too shitty to ISO, right? Although you just said like.
No, yeah, typically 3 deuce just has such shitty equity that you don't really want to.
Yeah.
At least when you ISO like 9-4 off, at least you have the ability of flopping like a 9, which is can sometimes be top pair.
Yeah, I'm just smiling already because I remember this hand. It's a fun one. So we check. Okay.
Yeah.
Now he bets.
Raise.
Love you. Sizing good too?
Yeah, I mean anywhere I think going like 2.5 can be okay-ish, but because like if you have a 4 here, I mean it's kind of wet. It's kind of a wet board texture. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, he calls.
Yeah.
Turn 6.
I mean, in general, this is like if we're going to check raise. I mean, we're betting our 4s and we're betting our straights. We're betting our flushes that we have here. But I'm just thinking about like his floating range here.
Also improves on this turn, right?
Just absolutely murders it, and like he's gonna bet call some high card combos, but like those aren't going to bet turn when check 2.
Agree.
So I'd probably just check this.
And we're not getting overpairs to fold either.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I did. Now the river is a 6. Get counterfeited. Uninstall the client is not an option. So what do we do? Do we bluff it?
I mean, in theory, we're supposed to bluff the bottom of our range. So I mean, going like pot here wouldn't be the worst because we actually have a decent amount of 6x. I mean, we probably don't have as many 4s at check turn. And like if he has a straight here, I mean, he should be calling.
Could have some boats still though, right? Like 4.
Yeah,
I mean 4 3.
He still has boats. He doesn't have 4s, but he's gonna have 6s.
Yeah.
I mean, bluffing here, I think like potting it is gonna be okay, but I think if you think your villain's just not going to, or if he's gonna be checking back a lot with like 6s, and you know he's not gonna be betting the turn. Also, if you don't think he's gonna fold straights and flushes.
And I also think like a lot of our 5x and stuff like that we maybe check raising, we probably fair off the continuing the turn as well, right? So this is, you know, pretty low in our range. So I did decide to bluff. I just did not decide to bet big. I decided to bet small. And the reason why was because I thought he's never gonna fold overpairs. And I think he's probably not even folding a6. So that's why I decided to size it down just to target his club floats, you know, that kind of stuff, like king, queen clubs, king, queen in general, that kind of stuff.
I think we need to target like the ace X, like the ace highs. We need to target like I think some overpairs like he's going to have to fold. Like if he has like 7s, for example,
yeah,
like he's not like he can't call, right? Like you block bluffs. Like if he's got like kings, for example, he's probably not folding. But like I think you could sometimes like when you pot it or like slightly over pot it, you can probably get some flushes to fold. You can get straights to fold. Like I mean, a lot of time we shouldn't be checking this back, but yeah, I think we just need to operate with a larger sizing and just put anything in the bin because our hand is so shit, and yeah, we just want folds. Yeah. And like if we have a 6 here, if we have a 6 or a 4, I think we want to be potting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when we check raise flop check turn, I think we have a lot of 6s in our range, so I don't think we're really capped. I
just thought that he may think that may bet the 6 on the turn.
I mean, I don't think we bet all of our 6s.
No, I agree. I thought he may perceive it that way. That's why I went for a small, not trying to get a6 to fold and he had ace king.
Yeah.
Probably would have called for his big sizing, don't you think? This combo.
Probably would have thought about it more.
Yeah.
But he might have called.
Ace 4, open it up. He calls flop top pair to decide to bet here.
Actually, go back to pre-flop. We're like 25ish effective.
Yeah, 27.
Yeah, typically these like low ace x combos you can just limp. Yeah, so like the king x and like the queen x you typically raise a lot, but like ace x and like limp pots perform really fucking well.
Yeah.
Just with the ace highs and stuff like that. So I mean these lower ace x you can end up just limping, especially the suited. So like wheel aces can perform fine as just limps. And then like the a6 and off higher min raising.
Yeah.
So yeah, the stacked up operate with a little bit more limping. Anyways, we raise.
Yep. Instead of better flop, it's gonna see this board like shit done.
Anything more than the minimum is too much. So I mean I mean what is 1.32? 1.32 divided by, I know it's not a lot. Okay, so you bet 31%. Yeah, this is, I mean, laughably 6% too much. Yeah, like if you bet a quarter, cool. Yeah, like on any A-side boards, especially like this, like just going like the minimum. Like people just in general overfold, and the times that so like in terms of like balancing your sizings with like having it and not. Like you want to have your ace X here that's still bet a minimum because you still want them. You want them to call, but they usually don't, right? So like if you have like 8-9 here, you're just always betting the minimum and they're just always folding. Because like people don't call enough on ace high boards. Anytime it's like an ace high board, people just shut down, and it's the most hilarious fucking leak in the world. Like if he's got like king 3 off here, like he should be calling like 100% of the time, but they never will. They'll always overfold, or like king 6 off, they'll just 100% fold.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, anytime there's an ace high board, heads up, people just like, if they don't flop a pair, that's it.
Yep, they're like, fuck, ace high, he's gotta have it. Yeah, I agree. So
yeah, turn we need to be bombing.
Turn?
Yeah, I mean we have top pair.
I decided to check, but I decided to check because I think I don't have 3 streets. But like you say, like we're betting this flop so often that I just want to continue betting.
Yeah,
like even 7x we're betting on the flop, right? Deuce X we're probably betting on the flop too. Like we're just betting so much that.
I mean, having ace 4 and having the ability to still make straights, so like scare card rivers like 4s and 5s are still doing fine. I mean, it's okay to check, but I would still prefer betting like half pot and then making river decisions.
Yep, I agree. River is a 4. Now, of course, we call. Yep, that's definitely did. So the reason why I decided to check the turn, if I like what I was thinking at the time was I think he was like floating me a lot. Based on what I've seen so far, completely nothing. So there you go.
I mean, he should probably be check raising 10-9 instead of just check calling.
Yeah, you can continue so many turns.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I don't mind the check back. Yeah, 3-5 off. It can be like it can be a frequency ISO, but just checking is easy.
There you go. 3.5 ISO. First limb jam. 8-6. Open it up for 25 bigs.
Yeah, frequency raise, but it depends. I mean, if they're 3 betting a lot or like that, but yeah, in general, people just
yeah, he hasn't been 3 betting at all, right, so far.
I mean, if you play me heads up, you'll notice I almost never 3 bet.
Yeah. So if the 8-6, we just check and give up.
Yeah, I think delay bets is more effective because anything that's going to check fold to the delay bet will check, or anything that's going to check fold to flop will check fold to the delay bet, and yeah, it's going to be an ineffective C bet. I think just hoping to pick up some sort of equity, and we bet. All right, well, it's not like we have a tough decision there.
Nope. These 3 is gonna fold.
Oh,
A deuce, so to fold.
Yeah, I mean bottom 5%, sure.
Queen 6, he opens with call. He bets. Do you? I'm probably just calling it Queen I. I would probably be check raising if I had the Queen of Clubs rather than 6.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be calling with Queen High. I'm just trying to think if we're supposed to call this far down. I mean, we have a club. Yeah, I mean, check calling here is going to be okay. But I probably just prefer fold.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's been like hyper aggressive from what I've seen. Yep. So yeah, I think folding's preferred. But I'm just trying to think if we're supposed to call it.
King for suited, open it up.
Yep.
Flop king high, just have enough showdown equity outside, just check, yep.
Yeah, it's just not a board that people find folds on either. Too many things that are continuing.
Yep,
I mean, betting 1.5 big ones is hilarious. You should be betting.
You should bet big, right?
You should be betting way bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
With his value and his draws.
But we're still just gonna fold this in, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Queen 10 he opens, we call. Pretty good flop. Check, check. Turn. Oh, I remember this hand. Wanna bet here, I think. And bet big. Right? Blocking 10-9. Put some pressure on his 1 pair hands. Like, we're probably not gonna get him folding on the flop, on the turn, but on the river.
I'm thinking.
What other bluffs would you like to use? Because we obviously having 2 pairs, we obviously having straights.
I mean, I think what's also important is we block a lot of like the relevant 1 pair combo hands that are doing well on this board, like 10-8. We block Queen 8. Yeah, I mean, barreling here is going to be okay-ish. I'm just thinking like typically whenever they check back this flop, it probably on Rainbow they probably won't fold too many turns. But I mean, yeah.
So what bluffs would you like to use then? Like
I think
10-5 or something? 10-4?
Yeah, I feel like Queen High still has like okayish. Yeah, no, we should be barely. It's just about like 3 bigs. Still fuck these guys, bro.
I don't like
Yeah,
this answer.
I'd go larger.
Yeah, I agree. Just want
Because
to put
like we
more
have all
pressure on
these
one
2
pair
pairs.
hands.
Alright, we drill it. Pot.
Went for 5. Because I thought once checks the flop, he's going to be capped. But like he's probably always going to call it 10. And 5, so just want to bet bigger.
Oh yeah, we have the stone nuts. Yeah, I think just going pots preferred. You want to try to maximize full equity on some regards, and you just want to polarize your range. You just want to polarize your range.
Yep.
Like, I have it or I don't. And like when we lead turn, we're like, oh, I have 2 pair, and then we pot river. It's like, all right, well, you don't have too many straights now.
So what bluffs are we going to use on the river in 9x or something? Like, because all our 5x bluffs get there, all our 10x bluffs on the flop get there.
Well, I mean, as played, when you go a third and then pot, I don't know, you have a pretty.
So let's say we bet 2/3 on the turn, because that's what we're going to do in the future.
I mean, we're not going to turn a 9 into a bluff. It'd be like if we turned a 7 into a bluff, if the way you played it.
So we would be, but let's say we bet 2/3 on the turn, right? What hands do we bet 2/3 on the turn and we pot on the river as a bluff? Because literally all our 5x and 10x bluffs that, you know, all
we
get
defended
there.
our big blind, right?
Yeah, we
did. Spot.
No, it's a limped spot. Oh yeah. He opened and we called. Yeah. So like, what bluffs do we have? Do we bet big here on the turn, which we didn't this time, and then we bet big on the river? Like, it's like we it almost seems like we just have value, right?
Yeah, like I don't. We're not leading here with like 3-4. There's no flush draws that bricked.
Nope.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. Pot. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. 4-3. Decided to limp it. 24 bigs. Chicks. Just gonna. I hope bet.
Yeah, min bet. So it's gonna be fine.
Ace highs.
Ace highs and monotone. The double overfold.
Queen D's fine folding here.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Like I think Queen 4 is around the line.
Yeah,
you want to be.
I agree.
Pretty sure. Let me double check.
I thought it was Queen 4 first minix. I think Queen 5 we're always defending. That's the line that I have in my head. You fine if I go to the next hand in the meantime?
I'll have it in 2 seconds. Yeah, Queen 4 is the line.
Love it. 5-4, we limp. He checks. He leads the flop. First time.
Call.
Do you ever like raising it?
Okay, this is weird. No, I mean, if he's leading, that means he's like, if he's never led and he's leading, that means he's interested in the pot in some aspect. I would just call and just let it develop.
Okay.
Because I feel like if we raise, then it's just like, all right, well, what are 3 bets now? I don't know.
Would you be raising 9-7? Would you be having any raises, or would you just call everything?
Yeah, I'd probably just call everything. Like I think I would. I think if he led, I would probably raise like 2 pairs. I would just be like 2 pairs in sets because I'd be like, all right, I'm intrigued. He checks. I don't hate the idea of checking back. Like we're not betting our 6s. We're not betting our 3s. Not that it's too relevant. I don't know what auto folds he has on the turn as well. That min bets flop and then checks turn.
Probably not many.
Probably not many. I think this is just performs better as a check because if
we can bet
checks river, yeah, it looks more credible.
Yeah.
Whereas like we still have infinite floats that call them in bet. So now we're kind of just putting ourselves in a bit of a cage for river spots where like we have to bluff, but we have a lot
it's probably just better to bet here like 10 jack or stuff than 9.
Yeah, I think it was better equity. Things like in river second pair
or 5-4 with a spade probably, so we can continue on spades.
Yeah. All right, use folds. All right. Well, I mean that's just something to note. Just randomly leads.
Yep. I'm just jamming here. Right?
Yeah,
limp. Yep. Yeah, let's get him. 7-4, gonna limp. He checks.
Yeah.
Check. I agree. Turn. Bets. Call. River. Bets big.
Fold. I think we call with better 7s. That's around the line.
Yeah, we're still gonna have some 10x, I guess. Some 8x for sure.
No, yeah, check. Fold.
Sevens, he walks us. Fives, we open.
Yeah, I mean
Jams.
you can limp call, but yeah, obviously raise callings.
Yep. Well, you not you said limp call. Will you not limp jam?
Well, I mean like
23 licks.
limp call jams is what I meant. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Unlucky. Next hand.
Slammed the desk there.
Fold.
Yep.
I use gamer words when I lose flips heads up.
What's this? Examples?
No. Just memeing. I'm not, dude. I'm not risking my contracts. I'm not PewDiePieing this.
Then
I understand. I understand why you go. I think going like half pot here is fine.
Yeah. So what I used to always bet like small heads up, and Tim was like, "You got to bet big. Bet bigger. You've got top pair, good hand. It's a little bit more connected. It's probably not gonna fold anyway. Bet big." It's like okay. You know Timmy. I remember this.
God.
Yeah, I remember this. This was the first time we checked raise. I was like, I was tilted after this previous hand. I was so tilted. This is my 5th, 6th heads up match, and I know this hand was in there. I kind of wanted to skip it. And I was like, maybe he doesn't see. Can we go? Can we go to the next hand?
Bruh.
Can we?
Yeah. Very bad. Don't fold top pair.
First check raise. I was like, fuck this guy, dude.
Bruh, I think you gotta clip that and see my immediate reaction to that fucking.
Look at my reaction, man. My head is a tomato. Because I remember this spot, and like as soon as I click fold, I was like, Stevie, what are you doing?
Bruh, I think you need to see me. You need to see me jump when you fold.
Do we want to replay this spot? Should we call here?
I think this is. I think that would be good clip material for Instagram. Just
I think we should randomize it. Heads is call. Hey Siri. Heads or tails?
It's tails.
You see? I made the best decision. We should fold. Yeah. Thank you, Siri. He DM'd me later. He had pocket fives.
Alright, let me clip this. Let me see the clip here. I just want to see. Oh man, no, this clip doesn't have me reacting. You need to get me. You need to get the initial.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll
shock. Get it. Alright, whatever. Alright, next hand. We'll wait till we get that clip.
Okay, we had one punt. That happens, you know. Sometimes you have weak moments. Okay, what are we doing here? Do we like to check raise, Patrick? Our life depends on it.
Check raising is gonna be okay. Yeah, say sideboard.
Calls.
But
terrible turn.
Yeah, I don't double barrel this turn.
Congratulations. Till starts to creep in.
I think you need a little bit more equity on the flop to double barrel. Like if I had 5-6, yeah. If I had
clubs.
Otherwise, clubs, yeah. But I just don't think we can double barrel that.
Jack deuce, Jack 5.
Yeah.
No,
I think those would just perform better as jacks. You're beating us a lot of his hands.
Would you double barrel like king 5? Of diamonds, for example. Because you block like his king jack 5.
I probably wouldn't check raise because king high wins enough too. I don't think that needs to check raise.
We're just checking the turn a lot in general then, I guess.
Well, if we check raise, no, but with that exact hand, yes. But like, I'm not check raising like king deuce or king 5 because like king highs are going to win at showdown pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Even on any sideboard.
Okay, 7-6. Open it up. He raises. Tilt, Patrick. Tilt.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe limp this. I'm pretty sure this performs better as a limp, but that's.
I remember this spot. Like, I started to get emotional about it because I just. This was like my 5th or 6th. Fifth, I think, right? I think my 5th heads up match over the past week, and I think 6th, and I lost the previous 5s. It's like we gotta get this win. And
yeah, I think when you want it too bad,
I wanted it really bad.
It ends up being a little forced.
Yeah.
You never want something too bad because then you get too much involved into it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jack 5, he opens. I think bottom to call here.
Yeah. What
Plus
up,
minix. Yeah. Check. He bets.
Given game flow and how we've kind of just lost every pot in a row, I don't feel like check raising. And you think that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I mean, game flow and heads up is a thing. Like momentum is a thing.
Yeah.
So useful, yeah.
Ace jack. Raise, call it off.
Yep.
Fold it. King 6. Raise, gonna defend.
Call.
Bottom pair. He bets. We call. Turn. Check, check. River. Just check on. Or check evaluate at least. Or would you be block betting her? I was thinking we're not getting called by too many worse hands.
Yeah, I would value bet 8x and jack x, but
I agree.
King 6 we can just check.
Check, check, and went. He's 7-3. I had no idea how he did not continue on the turn.
What a wimp! Oh my god, that is like immediate pay attention to.
That tilted me even more.
Yeah, that means if he's barreling, he either has like super insane equity or he just has it.
Yeah.
What a wimp!
So you got to imagine me playing this heads up match. We got to win, and then be like, how am I losing against this guy? How did he not bet the turn? What's going on? A7, open it up. He checks the flop.
Sometimes in heads up, like it doesn't matter how good you are. It's like the edge is still slightly small and the variance is high. So like
yeah. You have the A7. Would you also like sizing? Bet smaller. Fine with it.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, actually on like 9-4-3 rainbows. I mean, at this stack depth, probably don't need to go large, but like yeah, I think this is fine. Especially if it was this guy. But like on board textures like this, you can go like half pot sometimes, and like deeper stacked, you can go like 2/3, just because there's so many auto folds.
Yeah.
And usually, if you have a hand, you have like top.
And they're basically just floating a lot of those auto folds.
I don't know. Maybe if it's not like wider ranges, maybe I'm thinking under the gun versus big blind, or like MP versus big blind type stuff.
Yeah. Because then you have a big range offense, right? Which now just not really the case.
IrEgption, do you sleep, dude? Yeah, I slept 7.5 hours.
Okay, here the ace-4.
Jam. I mean, it's fine as a jam. I mean, if you're going to peel,
I would jamming ace-6 would be my bottom.
Yeah, no, I mean, like almost any offsuit ace here, like sub 20 is a jam. So like 22, it's like, yeah. 20, just under 23, it's like...
Yeah, below 20 I'm jamming. Yeah.
I'm still pretty sure, though. It's just a rip. I mean, you don't mind. Yeah, it's just a rip.
Ace-4, he bets the flop. Are we still calling here? I think we are.
Yeah, even GTO just rips ace-4 to ace-deuce. If you're going to peel, you can maybe pick like ace-5. Anyways, yeah. Back to the hand. Yeah, got a call. Inside.
Yeah, I agree. Fold it.
Yikes. Limp. This depends on how often he's ISO jamming, which is probably not enough.
Yeah.
So ace-4 is actually a fold.
I agree. What do you think about when somebody jams 20 big blinds heads up? You've got even stacks, 20 big blinds, he jams you. And you have king queen offsuit. What do you do?
Reg call, not reg fold.
Patrick had it. Like, all in path at that option is like the easiest call of my life. I was like, is it?
Yeah, that's why he's where he is heads up, and I'm where I am. Yeah, no, like that's the thing. Like if you're playing spinning guys, for example, and you're playing if you're playing versus a reg king queen snap, if you're playing versus a recreational fold.
Yeah, I think most people are like. I think if I would have to give people a range, 20 big blinds probably going to be like deuces to sixes, sevens, and then like ace deuce to ace 8.
It's all the fucking aces. So it's just like, cool, we're taking a flip that we're behind in, and like people just aren't jamming. Like the king jack off, so like the king jack suited.
And the king 10 suited is not jamming often enough. I thought, yeah. This is, are you trying to be Nick Merckx now?
Why? What does Nick Merckx say?
With the game. Never mind. Number 6. What do we do here? You like to check raise here. Continue on a 4, 5, 6, 7.
We defended. We defended versus a min raise, so we don't have a crazy amount of threes, but we just have more threes than them. So like you can just check min raise. Like you don't even need to make like if you're going to do it here and get a little out of line, you can literally just min raise because like the amount of threes he has in his range, and also just how ridiculously strong a min raise looks. You just min raise and then just like bet like small turn. Okay. He's just always folding. But yeah, like you don't even need to go 4 big blinds here. Like you like looking at the stack depth, no matter what you do, you're getting stacks in on the river.
Yeah, so just bet like 3 big blinds.
And if someone clicks you back on this board, like instinctually, like flip it around. You have ace-6 here, and you min raise, and then you stab flop, and he min clicks you. Do you think this motherfucker? And then you're just like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. You know, like your alarm bells go off anytime you see an exact min click.
Yeah,
it's a tendency. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sure, I can see you going for the check raise here, but probably wouldn't. Oh my god, what a fuck!
Are we gonna measure dicks here? Are we?
No.
Just gonna let it go.
Oh, I fold.
Okay.
What a cheeky bugger.
King 5. I guess below below 12 it's a jam, like 12 to 15 it's a limp call. But with how things were going, are we fine jamming? Like it's a profitable jam. The thing is just what's more profitable, right?
Sub 13, it's a jam. 13 to 15, it's a limp. But so I mean the 0.23 big blinds, is that going to sway you? So yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's a jam, but
and I'm saying you're just freaking better. Hit King Jack.
Go.
So we were back in the game. Now 4-3 offsuit.
Fold.
He opens. We fold. Let's go quickly. A7 offsuit. 25 bigs.
Yeah.
He checks. Check back. Showdown. A7.
I mean, I think A7 off of 25 is probably better as a race. Like you want to look lower at the wheel aces. Yeah. Anyways, step.
One step here. I think he's not having too many folds, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we don't mind getting value from those like gut shots and stuff like that with our ace high. And then
so we bet the flop, check turn, and then evaluate the river. Very often fold. Or do you plan on continuing? Because like if he bet, and he's gonna float all this. I mean, it's 8-7s and 9-7s are probably check raising. But let's say he calls. Do we probably always checking the turn, aren't we? Unless we hit an ace.
Yeah, I mean, having this in a check back is gonna be fine, but also, I mean, people just overfold the stabs. So.
But if he bet, what turns would you continue on? We continue on like low cards on deuce-6 and stuff, that so he doesn't pick up equity with his floats.
Yeah, I guess in this spot, like we just don't want to. We just don't have to turn this into a double barrel. So yeah, I guess checking's fine.
Checks the turn.
1.5 big blinds to deny equity.
I agree. Because now he's folding some. I was thinking here about racing, but I was like, what value hands do I have? Because 7-8 is stuff I'm probably betting.
You have 2 pairs. You have 6-5.
Because I'm 2 pairs, yeah.
You have 6-5. You have some 4-5s. You have. Yeah, you probably bet a 10.
5s.
5s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm probably racing pretty right. So would you be racing here?
I don't know. I wouldn't have gotten this. I wouldn't have gotten here. So it's kind of hard to say what I do.
I agree. I decided to fold. Use 9 open. We fold. Then 7. We limp. Checks. 19 bigs. He checks. We want to bet.
Yep.
On the bigger side as well.
Yeah, you can go 1.5. I mean, this is one of those hands you kind of. You don't mind double barreling, and you don't mind bet folding. So.
7-5. He opens. We call for some minix. Check. Check. Turn.
I'm out.
Check. Just yep. Agree. Nothing to make of that hand. Jack 6. Check. Yep. Do we step here?
It depends how he's responded to limp stabs. I think checking back's gonna be okay, but if he's just overfolding limp stabs, here I'm betting. Bet like 1.5 big blinds.
Yeah, I agree again. Now it's showdown.
Now we've made it to Jack Eye, so take it to showdown. And you bluff. Oh no, you won. Like I thought you bet 2.25. I was like, all right, sure.
No. We checked. You open, we call. Bets 2 bigs here. Double gutter.
Call, because jacks aren't that clean, and 6 don't give us the nuts.
Agreed. Here we go. Turns to 7. Check. Now he bets.
He just doesn't do
quarters.
this very often. He just doesn't double barrel fold. Like, he just doesn't...
And also, like, once again, like, a jack is not always going to be good, right?
Well, go back to that turn size. I mean, it is worth noting that this isn't geometric at all, and it doesn't make sense. Like, he bets 75% here, so that he has, like, 50% pot.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. On the river.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on a slippery slope here, where we had the chip lead, but all of a sudden he has a 4-1 chip lead. Jack 4, gonna defend versus the open. He's high board. He bets. We're gonna be floating.
I mean, all of our aces jam pre. He's probably gonna be double barreling a lot. Yeah, fold.
I agree. With my thoughts exactly as well. Hit the ace-6, 13 bigs.
Sure.
Jam.
Send it. Yeah.
6-4. He opens. We call versus Minix, 14 bigs.
Yep. Yes.
Up we got it to 5.
Yeah. I mean, I think anything that continues here should be a raise. So yeah. Like if you have a 3, you want to raise.
Yep. So that's what we did.
Want to raise.
And he folded.
Nice.
Third check raise finally got through. Queen 8, gonna limp here with the 17, 18 bigs.
Pretty sure this is just a raise, but
18 bigs?
Yep. And raise.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of these
we fall first the big raise though.
What is like offsuit like middling Jack X, Queen X, and 10X who just want to perform as min raises rather than limps. So like 10-7, Jack 8, something like that. Just min raise.
And Queen 9, we are limp calling.
No, Queen 9, raise.
Queen 10?
Queen 10, yeah. So like these offsuit combos, 8 more raise.
Ace King, he opens. We've got 17 bigs. Send it.
All of it. Wrecked, idiot. We didn't even have a pair.
King 9.
Raise.
Yep.
Actually, I think this is actually... Yeah, this is a weird little call. Never mind, you're fine. You got lucky.
You're fine. We got lucky. So looking at the ratio at ranges, it's actually limping. Basically all those offsuit combinations. Queen Jack, offsuit, Queen 8 offsuit, but it's limp calling them. And it's limp folding with Queen 7.
It's not like those razor edge strategies are bad, but like I don't know, I just have access to goat shit. So it's like, I mean, yeah, like
there's like no racing at all, 15 to 20. It's against competent players though. For its worth.
And no one's competent. So it's like it's kinda hard to justify those ranges. But like having it's not bad, but it's just like it's good, but it's not like perfect. Or not it's perfect, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something.
Yep.
Call.
Those ranges that you have are like BBC ranges or something?
No, 6-5-1.
Okay. Here, King 9, we're gonna limp call. Bets the flop.
Raise or limp in most of these cases. It does not give any important EV difference anyways. Yeah, but I think a lot of it, I mean, some of it just depends on these stack sizes with these holdings. I mean, a lot of the time people are just under defending and they're just like in raise plots play significantly worse.
So King 9.
They're just playing significantly here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry, I just wanted to address the comment.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure people in the pots still play pretty poorly too, but yeah, I mean, a lot of these just perform better, or just can perform better just as min raise folds, or as opposed to limping.
Fair play. So here, King 9, we once again we limp he raised, we called.
Yeah, no backdoors, just fold. I mean, we have backdoor straight, but I mean, we're not calling on a 7 or an 8, so
send it again. Check 3, limp, he checks. Bets. He dunked out again. Wow. Yep. Just call and give him some rope, right? Yep.
Put the last 4 big ones in.
Yeah, because he's gonna have enough worse 3x. Like, I was thinking about it, and he's like... I mean, what worse is calling? I was like, well, you can have enough worse 3x.
Like,
And against
almost
ace 3...
everyone just...
Ace 3 is jamming,
just,
right?
like, pot
So
odds. Yeah. Almost everyone just goes, oh, price dead.
he calls. What do you think he has? One shot. One opportunity. What does he have?
Jack 10.
Nope. That's how I was feeling.
Fuck you doing?
That's how I was feeling, man. Just
What
like,
a
how did I lose this heads-up match? So we had one... So let's just recap it. This whole heads-up match. We had one spot where we just made a terrible mistake, which was the 10-8, which I was fully aware of. But other than that, other than some hands that we could have raised instead of limped, it was solid, I guess, so to say.
Yeah, I mean, pre-flop, like, let's not downplay pre-flop stuff, because, like, pre-flop stuff is kind of, like, pretty important, because it's, like, the bulk of, like, short stack heads up. But, like, overall, like, there's no, like, an egregious post-flop errors. Things are pretty good overall. Yeah, I mean, pre-flop is, especially sub, like, 30 big ones, is a bulk of the legwork when it comes to heads up poker. Fun stuff, though. I mean, if anything, we're just reminded that no matter what the situation is, heads up, you're not always going to win. You're going to lose a lot, because, you know, even the best players in the world don't have that crazy of an edge. Like in heads up hypers, for example, like you're pushing like 3 to 7% EVROS, right? So
yeah. Okay, we've got this one hand. We were talking about this spot a lot. I would love to hear your thoughts on this hand.
fold.
Okay. Well, pre-flop, right? Yeah. So, we have 3-handed. Jack 10 offsuit. Button folds.
3.5x.
I bet 2.8x.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, just raise.
Okay.
I still go over 3, but whatever.
What are we gonna do on the flop? Are you fine betting here? Okay. Can continue on a king, queen, 9, 10 jack.
Just have an insane range advantage.
Yep. Okay. Here we go.
Sure.
26%. Turns to jack. We continue, right? Target charts 5x, 8x.
Yeah, like half pot.
Okay. Doing good so far, right? Doing decent.
Yeah.
He calls. Now the river is a 9. What are we doing?
Clubs brick. He's not going to value bet 8x.
Not gonna bet 9x. Like 10-9.
Not going to bet 9x. We block queen 10, but it's not super relevant. I mean, he should have all of his queen 10s, actually.
Do you like block betting here? You know, share some 8x, some of the 9x.
I mean, just like check calling just feels awkward because he just has so many aces. But I mean, 6-7 gets there. Let me just think here. 6-7 gets there. He's gonna have 8-9. He's not gonna have offsuit 8-5 too often. People just fold that a lot. Is this spin and go?
No, this is the MTT. It's the same hand. So we're playing here against hot 86. What are we gonna do? Do you mind this bet?
I don't
get called by like 9-6, 9-7, 8x, 10-9.
I just
like maybe 10-8 may call.
Like I just don't think we're ever bluffing with this size. Like all we're doing is just giving more money to an ace. I feel like a lot of the time. I don't know if 8x is always calling here. Like I mean, they're getting incredible odds, but I mean, typically when people bet small here on this river, they just don't have bluffs, right?
Yeah, so mostly it's gonna be weakest holdings, trying to go for fin value and stuff, right?
I think I'd just rather check.
So we didn't. We bet really small. Now he jams.
I mean, I fold. This guy's a net.
We didn't know that yet.
Yeah, but I mean, when you min bet here, like I mean, this is something that like Mr. Leonard has preached is like people versus blocker bets just like drastically underraise. Almost everyone criminally calls and doesn't view blocker bets. I mean, 25% is a little different than like a min bet, but Yeah, I think.
So this guy was actually like before the heads up, if I remember correctly. Chad helped me for a second, but I'm pretty sure this guy was before heads up. He was like 3-handed and stuff, 4-handed. He was 3-betting and stuff quite a bit. So he's actually fighting back. And I always feel like
Yeah.
my image is always a little bit like, weak. So especially if this small bet, he was indeed quite
Alright,
aggro. Okay. So especially if this small bet, I think I'm like I've got a super capped range, right? Like I wouldn't mind to merge my range here and put some funny hands in there, but
I mean, this is the problem with blocker betting, isn't it? You've now leveled yourself into a scenario where you're uncomfortable and unsure, and now you're playing just like a super intense guessing game where you're just like, I think that he knows that I know that he knows, and it's like, this is the problem with this, is you're just like, now we're kind of steering away from some sort of like theoretical base, and now we're just playing, I know that he knows type of game, and those just aren't fun to play.
unless you're right. So here I was in the spot. I thought he would be capable of raising like 10-5, like 8-6, like 8-7, like 10-9. I thought he was going to be capable of bluffing those hands here.
I'm gonna be honest. There's not very many people that are.
I would.
I said not very, but not nobody.
I had yesterday. Was it yesterday, chat? No. What day did I grind? Monday. I had such a cool spot of King 10. Actually, can I replay it? I'm gonna find it. It was a gangster bluff. But anyway, here have the 10 jack. We're just folding. If I understand you correctly.
I mean, as played, yeah, but I would have checked and then made river decisions depending on the sizing.
Do you think it's terrible to call? If we think that he is gonna call, if he is gonna turn like 8-6, 8-7, 10-8 into a bluff. I mean, you know that he has a good hand because we played heads up against him. Like it's unfair.
I'm sometimes like half. Oh shit! I gotta move my mouse. Like I'm slightly debating whether or not we should have barreled turn, but
yeah.
So no, yeah, we need to bet turn. Yeah, no, I just check. I checked, and then as played, I'm folding because people criminal, especially on a final table 3-handed, are just going to not.
And I was like so aggressive as well as chip leader, so I thought people were gonna play back. But
I think you're.
And
he
was
just leveling yourself into this.
Yeah. So I decided to call. What do you think he had? One guess. Let me replay it for you for the clip. Let's create a clip here for Instagram. Like I'm a micro clipper. So here's the Jack 10, guys. We open pre on the final table. Villain calls. Now you bet here the flop. With a small can continue on a king, queen, jack, 10, 9. He calls. Now on the turn, we continue betting here. Charges 5x and 8x and stuff, and it's draws. He calls again. Now the river, I decide to block bet, and he decides to turn his hand into a bluff. And I started to level myself into a call here, because I think he can be turning like 8-6, 8-7, 10-8 and stuff into a bluff. Maybe 10-9, maybe 6-5, or 10-5. So I decided to call here. Now the question is to you guys. What do you guys think Villain has here in the spot? And I would love to know, Patrick, what do you think Villain has in the spot?
Fuck, I don't know. 10-7 of clubs. Final answer.
No, sir.
Get wrecked. I mean, that makes sense.
I was like staring at my screen at the time. I was like, what? It was like the last hand I was gonna expect.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess once you call pre, then it's completely fine. It's played, right?
Yeah. No, it's not like you have to 3-bet this. It's not like you have to jam it. I mean, we're like 30 effective. Yeah. And if you know Villain's gonna bet block or bet jack 10, you know.
Fuck
yeah. Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean.
Let's see if I can find it.
I would do your best to try to not get into these like he thinks that I think sort of leveling wars, because a lot of the time
mostly it's going to be wrong.
Right? Someone asked, Ace asked, do you think people play more aggressively against you? Anytime I play something, like I'll notice like when it's almost always just recreationals. Regs not so much. Like some regs like try to pick fights, but like in general regs just don't care. It's the recreationals that like they'll just like never folding, or they'll just like always click back 4-bet, and like usually it'll take me a hand to catch on that, like, all right, this guy's just mashing to try to fuck with the diamond, and it's like, all right, well, now I know one, never folding, and two, yeah, they just always find a way to torch it, and you're just like, oh well, yeah, it happens a lot.
Okay, I've got another random hand here that I would like to know. How do you rate this bluff? So you have the king 10. We open it up. This is on an $11 final table. We open it up. See call from the small blind and the big blind call. So they both have super capped ranges, you know, especially a small blind, like 24 big blinds effectives, probably gonna rejam shit down the right. Same for the big blinds as well, it's also super capped. So I decided to bet here with the king 10 with the back doors. So we do so. Small blind calls, big blind folds. Turn 6. I decided to check back. You know, we're not really getting too many hands that call the flop to fold. I think, and we are ahead against like 10-9 and queen 10, queen 9.
Sure, but we could always just bet like 6 big blinds to jam river. So.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, sure, check. I mean, you know, villain's tendency is better.
Now the river is the 10, and he bets 3.65 big blinds. This is kind of, you know, comparable with the jack 10 here. This guy is block betting, and I've got.
How big's your bounty? How big's your bounty at this point? Is this a bounty tournament? Because that changes it. Like, this is an $11 bounty tournament, and you bluff jam. If you have a massive bounty, it drastically decreases the amount of folds.
I don't think. Is it? Yes, it is.
Okay, so that reduces your fold equity a little bit, but like when he bets small here, he's almost never gonna call jams, and if he did, he's inducing you with like fucking, I don't know. A lot of people just don't induce here. Yeah, I mean, bluff jams, he's fine. I mean, it's actually a 10 of clubs because he blocks, but like he's not gonna have 10, so it's not a relevant club blocker. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Those were my exact thoughts. You know, block 2 pairs, we block straights. So let's go. Into work.
Yeah, we still have king queen, incredibly. We still have like ace 10. No, we don't have ace 10. We still have like jack 10.
Cool. We did it. So yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, this is fun.
Review session. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I think this is where we're gonna say goodbye to you, chat. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys learned 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, this is fun. I enjoyed
having you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to like. Maybe leave a comment down below of what was the most insightful for you. Be sure to subscribe, and I'm looking forward to see you guys in the next video.